Good morning, kindergarten scholars. Miss Murphy here. I am so excited to be teaching you your math lesson today. So we're going to take a look at my slides here. All right, so today's module 4 and it's lesson number 15. Today, for this math lesson, you're going to need your kindergarten math workbook. So make sure you have that workbook in front of you because we're going to be using it for lots of different parts of our lesson today. You're going to need a pencil, and if you want some extra scratch paper to work on, you can also bring some extra paper, but you can also work in your math book. And then bring some crayons or markers or something that you can make different colors with. Those will help you with your problem set today. And of course, make sure that you bring your brain because you're gonna need to stretch it and grow it during this lesson. So our goal today says, I can compose, which means put together, and decompose, which means take apart, numbers to 8 using drawings and number sentences with this exercise. So on the screen right here, there's something called a 10 frame. You've worked with 10 frames before in class, especially, let me think, when you earned points towards movie lunch, you're using a 10 frame, right? So I know this is a 10 frame because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces on the top and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces on the bottom. 5 and 5 together makes 10, right? So every time I see this picture, I know that there are 10 spaces altogether, but some of them have dots and some of them are empty. So what we're going to do for this activity is you're going to first count how many dots and then count how many spaces, okay? We know when we use a 10 frame that our total number is 10. Our dots and our spaces together make up 10 because there are 10 spots in the 10 frame. Nice job. Okay, so first I want you to count the number of dots in this 10 frame. Go ahead. Remember that you can use a shortcut by saying there are 5 on the top row and counting on. 5, 6, 7, 8. Great, there are 9 dots. How many spaces? Go ahead and say it out loud. 1. 9 dots and 1 space make 10 all together. Nice job. All right, we're going to take a look at another one. Ready? How many dots this time? Go ahead and shout it out. Yep, I should be able to hear you. Oh, 1 dot. That was a pretty quick one. Now, there are a lot of spaces. I'm wondering if we could use a trick to figure out how many spaces there are without counting. Remember that last time when we had 9 dots, we had 1 space. So if we have 1 dot, how many spaces do you think we'll have? We can count them to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, count with me, 8, 9. So this time we have 1 dot and 9 spaces. 9 and 1 are number partners that make 10, right? So we could have 9 dots and 1 space or 1 dot and 9 spaces. I wrote a math equation to show this. It says 1 and 9 makes 10. I could have also written 9 and 1 makes 10 because that's telling us the same story. How many dots? When you have the answer, go ahead and say it out loud. You got a kindergarten? Great. I noticed some of you used our shortcut to count really fast, right? You said 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice job. So we have 8 dots. How many spaces? 2 spaces. You are rocking it. So we have 8 dots and 2 spaces makes 10. Now, check out our next one. How many dots? 2. How many spaces? I bet you could tell me without counting. Remember that we had 8 dots here and 2 spaces, and now we have 2 dots. We should have 8 spaces because 2 and 8, right? We have 2 dots and 8 spaces are number partners that make 10. Awesome. I wrote an equation to remember that. It says 2 and 8 makes 10. I could also write 8 and 2 makes 10. All right, we're gonna move on to our next one. Make sure you're paying close attention to those number partners. Last one, ready? How many dots? 5, right? We filled up our whole first row and then we're done. And how many open spaces? Also 5, great job. So 5 and 5 are also number partners that make 10. All right, we're gonna do a problem together. So go ahead and open up your math journal. You have a page that looks like this. If you need a minute to find the page, go ahead and pause the video. All right, we're gonna work on this together by drawing it out. It says, you are having a party. You get 8 presents. Wow, we get 8 presents. 2 presents have stripes and 6 presents have polka dots. That sounds so fun. Draw the presents and write the number sentences 2 different ways. Okay, so our first job is to draw the presents. First, it says 2 presents have stripes. So I'm gonna draw 2 presents with stripes. Go ahead and pause the video and draw that. Great, you're back. I drew my 2 presents with stripes just like this. Now, it says 6 presents have polka dots. Okay, so we need to draw that too. We're gonna draw how many presents with polka dots? 6. Pause the video and draw your 6 presents with polka dots and unpause when you're ready. Great, so Miss Murphy's gonna draw hers. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great, okay. So I've drawn my presents. I hope you have also drawn all of your presents. This is gonna help us tell our math story. Now, it wants us to write the number sentence 2 different ways. Okay. So I could fill in this number sentence by saying, well, I don't know. What's our total number? Actually, first, how many striped presents do you have? Go ahead and shout it out. Count your striped presents. 2, right? I'm gonna fill in the number 2 first in a box. You don't have these boxes on your paper, so you're just gonna write the number sentence. If you wanna draw boxes, you can. We have 2, and we have how many polka dot presents? Go ahead and count them and write the number. 6, right? We have 6 polka dot presents. So I wrote 2 and 6 because I had 2 presents here and 6 presents here. And all together that makes how many? How many presents do we have all together? You can look at your word problem or you can count the total. I'm gonna count the total, but I'm gonna use a shortcut because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top. So I'm gonna count on and say 6, 7, 8. Nice. So what's our total number? 8. Fabulous. Now, this problem is asking us to write the number sentence 2 different ways. First, we wrote 2 and 6 makes 8. We said that we took 2 and 6 and we put them together and we made 8. That's called composing, right? But what if we wrote it in the take apart way, right? We could say, I have 8 presents total, 2 of them are striped and 6 of them have polka dots, right? So what if I take my number sentence and I flip it the other way? What if I wrote 8 first and then I wrote 8 equals 2 and 6? Could I do that? Awesome. So that way shows the take apart way. When I write 2 and 6 equals 8, that shows us put together. Is it telling us the same story? Yeah, we have the same numbers coming together to make the same total number, but we're writing it 2 different ways. We can write 2 and 6 makes 8, or we can write it 8 is 2 and 6. Cool. All right. We're going to check out a video now. So you're going to make sure you're on your work page in your math packet so that you have some room to write. When the video tells you to use a whiteboard, you're going to use your pencil and your math journal to write down what she's asking you to do, okay? So don't worry when she asks you to get out a whiteboard, just use the paper and pencil in front of you.
Our learning goal for today says, I can decompose and compose numbers to 8 using drawings and number sentences. Now today, we're going to really work on those good number sentences. And we're going to talk about how we can move the numbers around and we can still make the sentence make sense. Let me show you. Okay, so I went to the pond the other day and I was just throwing rocks and watch what happened. So I threw some in the water. I threw 1, 2, 3 rocks in the water. And then I threw the rest of them on this little piece of land. So I threw 3 in the water and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the land. Now I want to figure out how many rocks do I have all together. So I'm going to write a number sentence, right? Okay, let's look at the different parts that I have. First of all, one of my parts are the rocks in the water. How many rocks are in the water, friend? Yes, good job, 3. So I could write 3, and then I want to add it to the part that's on land, so I'll say plus. How many rocks did I have on the land? Yeah, you can go ahead and count them. Perfect. I had 5. All right, so now I have 3 plus 5. See how I added my 2 parts together, and I want to do an equal sign because I want to know how many rocks do I have all of this problem. Yeah, I could literally just count all the rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the ones in the water and all the ones on the land. Good idea. What else could I do? Ooh, did you say you were using your fingers? You put up 3 and then you added 5 more and counted that way? You could do that. What about, could you say the bigger number? Could you say 5 and then count up 3 more? So 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you can do that. See, when I add these 2 parts together, I'm going to get my whole amount. I added the water rocks plus the land rocks, and I got all of my rocks in all. All right, that's my whole amount. Hey, we just did a beautiful number sentence. Hey, you want to go get a dry erase board and a marker? You can go ahead and press pause while you do that, because I want you to write the next number sentence with me.
And scholars,
Okay, you all set?
use a pencil and paper,
Perfect.
okay?
All right, so I picked up the rocks and I threw more in. Oh, look at that. Can you go ahead and tap on the rocks? We're going to count and see how many rocks I have all together. All right, ready? Let's start with the ones on the in the water. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. On your dry erase board, can you just go ahead and draw 8? Okay, perfect. Now I said we want to do it in a number sentence. So if I have 8, that's the whole amount, right? Yeah, so I need to put an equal sign. And the equal sign is going to be equal to the 2 parts that I'm going to add together. Do you agree? All right, great. So let's see. 8 is equal to, let's talk about our parts. We have water rocks and we have land rocks. So what should we start with, do you think? Okay, let's count those. Let's count the water rocks. 1, 2. So let's go ahead and write a 2 up on our number sentence. 8 is equal to 2 plus, can you go ahead and try to figure out what that other number is going to be? You can press pause while you figure it out, then press play to check yourself, okay? Okay, how did you figure out what the other number is going to be in that number sentence, friend? Oh, you counted the rocks on the land? Perfect, because our 8 is our whole amount of rocks. Some are in the water, the 2, and the rest are on the land. Let's go ahead and count them together. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So 8 is equal to 2 plus 6. All right, go ahead and finish your number sentence. That looks beautiful. Hey, question. If I was going to put this into the number bond, how would I do that? Yeah, 8's the whole amount. So that would be in the circle by himself, and he would be connected on the 2 paths to 2 and 6, because those are the parts. Good job, friends. All right, go ahead and erase your board. Okay, let's try another number sentence, shall we? All right, so here we go. I don't have any rocks yet. Let's throw them all down there. Let's see. We count them as I throw them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, cool. I have 8 again. All right, let's go ahead and draw 8. But this time, let's draw 8 way over here. And I'm going to do the equal sign on the other side of 8. So I'll say 8 is equal to. I want you to go ahead and press pause. I want you to figure out what the two numbers are that will show the part that we're going to add together. Think about the water rocks and then add them to the land rocks. Can you press pause while you finish that number sentence and then press play to check yourself, okay? All right, so since we're going from this way and we're headed in that direction, I'm going to think about my picture in the same way. I'm going to start with my land rocks. So I'm going to count those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And since 8 is our whole amount and we counted the land rocks, what are the rocks we still have to count? Yeah, this other part over here, the water rocks. So I'm going to say plus. And then how many water rocks did you see, friend? Perfect. Yeah, 4. All right, so our number sentence is 4 plus 4 equals 8. Or I can read it from the other direction. 8 is equal to 4 plus 4. Is that what you did, friend? Oh, excellent. I love how we're matching our number sentence to the drawing that we see. Man, you're doing a fantastic job. And it's great because our learning goal for today said, I can decompose and compose numbers to 8. That's what we've been doing, using drawings and number sentences. Man, Fred, you're really rocking these number sentences, which is impressive because it's pretty tricky. All right, this is what I would like you to seesaw to your teacher. If you'll notice, I started a number sentence for you, but I just left the two parts empty. See, I said blank plus blank is equal to 8. I want you to look at the picture, and can you fill in the number sentence that matches the picture, okay? The one that has the water rocks and then also the land rocks. All right, I can't wait to see your good work. Good luck, friends.
All right, and Miss Murphy is coming back up here. Hello, friends. So she mentioned using Seesaw. We're actually just going to do this problem together, and you're going to write it down on that page you've been using to do your work for this lesson, okay? So we see some land rocks and some water rocks, just like she talked about in the video. Oh my goodness. Hold on.
And the number sentence.
Perfect, okay. So we've got some rocks in the water, some rocks on the land, and our total number of rocks is 8. I know it's the total because it's right with the equal sign, right? There's the equal sign, and this is the only thing on that side. So our total number is 8. So let's count our parts. How many are in the water? Great. So you're going to write that number right up here. So that's one of our parts. Our other part is the rocks that are on the land. Fabulous. Are you ready to count them with me? Follow my mouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so what number did we count for the land rocks? Go ahead and write that number into your number sentence. So we have 1 and 7 makes 8. Fabulous job. Now we are going to get some more practice on our problem set. So go ahead and turn to this page in your workbook. It should be close to where your work page is. If you need extra time finding this, go ahead and pause the video. At the top it says, fill in the number sentences. There are 8 fish. There are 4 striped fish and 4 goldfish. Now, if I want, I can count and check the picture to make sure it matches, right? I'm looking at my striped fish, 1, 2, 3, 4, and my goldfish, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks good. And our total, let's count all the fish all together to check. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. So I have 2 number sentences here, and I notice that this one has blank equals blank plus blank, and this one says blank plus blank equals blank. So here I have the equal sign first, so I'm going to fill in my total number. Go ahead and write the total number of fish in this box. Great. So it says blank equals blank plus blank. So now we need to fill in our parts. So I'm going to fill in this first square with the number of striped fish. Write how many striped fish in this box. And now in this box, I'm going to fill in the number of goldfish because my other part is goldfish. Great. So for the first one, we'll check it together. I wrote 8 equals 4 plus 4 because I know there are 8 fish, 4 are striped, and 4 are goldfish. Now, down here, we're going to write this number sentence a different way, but tell the same story. It says blank plus blank equals blank. That means I get to fill in my parts first and then my whole at the end. So go ahead and fill in your 2 parts, the striped fish and goldfish. Write your numbers in. And now we have our 2 parts. We're going to write the whole. So how many fish are there all together? 8, right? Awesome. So we have the same numbers that we used in this top sentence, but we flipped it around, right? Here we said 8 is 4 and 4. And down here we said 4 and 4 is 8. Great. We're going to do a similar thing down here. It says there are 8 shapes. There are 5 triangles and 3 diamonds. 5 triangles and 3 diamonds. And there are 8 shapes altogether. Now check it out. This first number sentence says blank equals blank plus blank. For this first one where it says blank equals, are we going to write a part or the whole? The total number. Go ahead and write in the total number of shapes right here. Now, fill in your parts. We have 5 triangles and 3 diamonds. If you forget, you can count the shapes over here. Go ahead and fill in your number of triangles and your number of diamonds. If you need time to write those down, go ahead and pause the video. Now we're going to write the sentence a different way because this says blank plus blank equals blank. So now instead of starting with the whole, we are starting with the parts and putting them together to make the whole. So ready? Let's write in one of our parts. Maybe write in the number of triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles. Then we're going to write the other part. I'm going to write in the number of diamonds. I'm counting 1, 2, 3 diamonds. Go ahead and write that in there. And what's our total number? You might remember this from writing it down in the last equation, or you can figure it out, right? We have 5 triangles and we're adding 1, 2, 3 diamonds. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and write your total number. Okay, you can pause at any point if you need more time to write. There are 6 stars and 2 moons. There are 8 shapes. Check it out. This picture shows what I just read. There are 6 stars and 2 moons. We're going to write this number sentence 2 different ways. Now this one says blank plus blank equals blank. This one says blank equals blank plus blank. So you're going to pause the video and take a minute and fill in these number sentences. Remember, we have our parts and our whole on this one, and here we have our whole and then our parts. And our parts are 6 stars and 2 moons to make a total of 8 shapes. Go ahead and fill that one in on your own. When you're ready to move on, unpause the video. Okay, we're moving to the next page. So this is right after that page in your problem set. It should be right on the back or on the next page. It says there are 8 shapes. Count and circle the squares. Okay, let's count and circle the squares together. Ready? I'm just going to pretend to circle them with my mouse. On your paper, you should actually circle them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice, I can hear some of you counting with me, that's awesome. So 7, I'm gonna write down the number 7 as one of my parts. In this number sentence, it says blank plus blank equals blank. So I'm gonna write the number 7 to show my number of shapes that are squares. Now it says count and circle the triangle. Go ahead and circle 1, right? Just one triangle. I'm gonna write in that number right here because that's my other part. I had 7 squares and 1 triangle. How many shapes do we have altogether? You could count all the shapes, or like we learned in the video, you can start with your bigger number, right? We have 7 squares, and then you can count on from there. So we have 7, one more makes 8. Our total number is 8 shapes. Great job. Now you're going to find a different way to write this. This says blank equals blank plus blank. That means we start with our total number. Our total number is 8. Write your 8 in there. 8 equals blank plus blank. Now, when you fill in your parts, you need to make sure you stick to the story. So you're going to write the number of squares and the number of triangles. Go ahead and pause the video while you finish that up. Down here it says there are 8 flowers. Some flowers are yellow and some flowers are red. Draw a picture to go with the story. Go ahead and draw your picture. Scholars, you're going to do this part on your own. So let's talk about it for a second. We know there are 8 flowers all together. Your first job is to draw 8 flowers on your paper. Go ahead and pause the video and draw 8 flowers. Okay, it says some flowers are yellow and some flowers are red. If you have the colors yellow and red, you can use them. If you don't have those colors, just pick new colors. Color some flowers yellow and some flowers red. Now, you are going to use the picture you drew to complete these number sentences. Remember to pay attention to your symbols. We have blank equals blank plus blank. And we have blank plus blank equals blank. Make sure that you are looking for where you need to put the total number, which is 8, right? 8 flowers, and where you should put the parts. The numbers you're writing for your parts should match your picture. If I drew 3 yellow flowers and 5 red flowers, I should be using the numbers 3 and 5. But if I colored them differently so that I had 4 yellow flowers, would I use the numbers 3 and 5? No, your picture should match your number sentence. When you are all done with that, your job is to have someone at home take a picture of your completed math problem set and text it to your teacher. So that's me, Miss Seaman, or Miss Zahutsky. Have someone at home take a picture and send it to your teacher. All right, scholars, thank you for coming to learn math with me today. It was so much fun. I hope you learned a lot, and I know you're going to work really hard to finish up those problem sets. See you soon.